Hey, Jules was vegan, and as always, welcome to my channel. And for those of you who are new, I know you can benefit. People, I have been on the road way too much the last few days, and I am exhausted from that. But I wanted to check in with my JBV community, give a shout out to the Lord for another Easter, another resurrection, more hope in the world. Yay, God. But I'm still talking about insulin resistance, and the world is really suffering, and people are fearful. They're like, oh my gosh, my doctor said if I don't change my diet, I'm going to end up with diabetes, and I'm going to have to go on insulin, and other ones saying, well, it turns out I have type 2 diabetes, and my doctor, like, gave me pills, but said I'll have to go on shots if I don't turn it, and I don't know what to, like, let's all breathe, collective sigh, calm down. Just like you got into it with diet, you can get out of it with diet. Like, it has been proven. There are so many studies that the plant-based vegan diet is the best for reversing type 2 diabetes. Now, it cannot reduce type 1 because that means the body just can't naturally produce insulin, but it can reduce how much insulin the body is demanding. So this is an article from Healthify Me, super cute, called Best Vegan Diet Plan for Diabetes. Now, what I don't agree with in this article, and I'm usually a one and done girl, as you know, but I dared to scroll through it, is that it talks about a low carb diet. And I'm absolutely all for high carbs, but what I mean by high carbs is fruit and vegetables, right? Not processed carbs. If they're talking about keeping the processed carbs low, I completely agree. But if they're just saying, like, stay clear of, you know, a significant amount of fruit or something, I can't agree with that because it's been proven a gazillion times that fruit, natural fructose, natural fruit in whole food form, is not the cause of diabetes, and nor does it escalate diabetes. So I'll probably do an article on that as well. I'm not going to read all of this because I don't agree with all of it, but some of the other ones that I read in terms of just diet for helping with insulin resistance was talking about meat and dairy and things like that, which I cannot promote in any way, shape, or form, especially dairy, right? Which is like the single cause of all women cancers, and all female problems. So I was just like, that's a hard no. So I went to this one, but like I said, it went on to talk about low carbs, and I don't agree with that. But you know what? We take what we can, we get from it what we can, and there's some good information in here. And as always, I will put it in the description of the video. So it reads, diabetes is one of the most significant and challenging health issues worldwide. However, we can look at a mix of medical interventions and lifestyle changes to cure diabetes. Therefore, it is necessary to follow specific diet plans to control it. Some studies, which is a hyperlink, recommend a vegan diet or plant-based foods. Well, remember, there is no vegan diet. There's a vegan philosophy. There's a vegan passion. There's a vegan desire to help sentient beings. The diet of vegans is simply a plant-based diet. So I'm not sure why they use both terms, but that is okay. I'm not going to stop there. Plant-based foods is the best choice to lower the risk of diabetes. I agree. Contrary to popular beliefs, a vegan diet provides a variety of nutrients in sufficient amounts to maintain good health. I love that they stated that. Some studies recommend a vegan diet or plant-based food as the best choice. People with type 1 and type 2 diabetes can opt for a vegan or vegetarian diet for necessary dietary intervention to arrest diabetes. You can absolutely arrest, like I said, type 2. And you can seriously reduce the amount of insulin needed for type 1. Such diets are used to maintain and can prevent several lifestyle diseases, additional lifestyle diseases, which I have many videos on what I've healed from. Diabetes in the vegan diet. If you have diabetes, it's essential to introduce dietary modifications to maintain a healthy lifestyle. Also, some foods cause a rise in blood glucose levels. On the other hand, having food with neutral blood glucose levels may lead to nutrient deficiency. So as usual, it's all about balance. Hence, a balanced diet is essential to control diabetes and maintain a healthy life. Experts say a vegan diet or plant-based food is the best choice in this case. Obesity has direct linkages to type 2 diabetes. Hence, consuming food with a low glycemic index can reduce weight and insulin resistance. Other benefits of a vegan diet include lowering cholesterol, reducing saturated fat, and reducing the risk of heart disease. All of these are good for people with diabetes. All right, 12 best vegan foods for diabetes. Experts recommend eating a low-carb diet. Now, see, this is what I'm having trouble with, to keep your blood sugar level stable. In extreme cases, it can be fatal. In addition, studies suggest that patients with diabetes are 2 to 4% more likely to develop heart disease or stroke. Thus, patients with diabetes need to be watchful and consume a healthy diet. You can maintain blood sugar levels by ensuring a diet low in sugar and low in carbohydrates. And again, I think that's packaged carbs and, white sugar, not natural. These foods are rich in essential vitamins and antioxidants that boost energy levels. This is the list of the best vegan foods to include in a diabetic diet plan. And again, I'm going to say straight up, there is no risk in consuming all the grains. I mean, all the vegetables. Let's be fair, those are all low glycemic. Natural vegetables that are a little higher, in calorie and things like that, such as corn or even carrots as opposed to leafy greens, right? But all God's food, all super healthy. And then again, fruits, people are afraid of sugar. Like, there's a big phobia right now about staying away from fruit. Are you kidding me? You're staying away from the exact food that God said eat to the max. And I just don't get it. I don't get it at all. But if you are consuming a bunch of fruit and then you go with packaged junk, it can be detrimental. Like, you have to be sincere in how you're choosing to eat, But please don't fear fruit. Never fear fruit. Even diabetics, don't fear fruit. Yes, your blood sugar will go up for a moment while your body is ingesting and dispersing and putting it where it belongs, and it'll come right back down again. And you'll have tons of beautiful nutrients sponsored by God, like straight up. But in the meanwhile, if you are just a plant-based vegan and not raw vegan, many of these are very good. So number 1 is quinoa. Now, if you are raw, you can still take a scoop of quinoa and soak it, and it'll sprout within 24 hours or less, and you can eat that. It is fantastic. Otherwise, according to a study, quinoa has anti-diabetic properties. This grain is rich in fiber and protein. Therefore, it makes an intelligent pick for people with diabetes. The combination of fiber and protein regulates blood sugar levels. In addition, it contains all essential amino acids required for the formation of protein. It is a great addition to a vegan diet plan, especially if you have diabetes or prediabetes or type 2 diabetes, all those insulin resistant things, right? Number 2, 100% whole wheat bread. Whole wheat bread, always preferred over white. High in complex carbs is best food for managing diabetes. Excuse me. It is rich in vitamins, minerals, and fiber that controls blood sugar. So, replace your unhealthy bread with whole wheat bread and reap its benefits. Number 3, beans. Beans are a good blend of proteins and soluble fiber, enhancing satiety. It also maintains blood sugar levels in diabetic patients, so it's one of the best foods for people with diabetes. It's just good for everyone. And again, if you're raw, take some beans and sprout them and get all those micronutrients. Number 4, lentils. Lentils contain complex carbohydrates and proteins. The soluble fiber in lentils help stabilize blood sugar levels. And a lot of people are like, wait, are lentils beans? No, they're a different family, but equally powerful, if not more powerful. And lentils are easily sprouted. So consider that, of course. Oats. Number 5, oats. Oats are rich in healthy fiber and keep blood sugar levels regular. Go for plain or steel-cut oats as they digest slowly and have a low glycemic index value. The glycemic index value of plain oats is under 55. And that's as opposed to 1 minute oats, which again are better than nothing. But ideally, you'll go for a steel cut or the ones that you have to actually cook for some time, or cook none and just put them in whatever it is you're making. I mean, they're just great. Raw vegan too. All right, number 6, lettuce, meaning all the rich leafy greens. Lettuce is rich in nutrients necessary for eye health. Leukemia. Eye problems are more common in people with diabetes. Therefore, lettuce is a great and healthy choice for people with diabetes, but we're talking about avoiding diabetes, right? And all these foods can help you get on track to avoid ever being considered as pre-diabetic or type 2 diabetic. Number 7, berries. Berries have a very low glycemic index. And if you're not familiar with the glycemic index, you can go right to my search. Again, not the top bar, but the one within Jules Plus Vegan videos. Put in glycemic index. I have great videos that explain glycemic index, that talk about foods and what their levels are on the glycemic index. Glycemic index essentially shows how much the blood sugar raises shortly after consuming food and how that affects the body. All right. Berries are very low, hence is considered a superfood for diabetic management. These are low in sugar and high in fiber. As a result, it slowly raises blood sugar levels, an essential requirement in diabetes. Number 8, broccoli. Yum. And we all know you can make broccoli sprouts as well. But I love broccoli. You can lightly steam it, you can eat it raw, whatever your body can do, and you can hide it in the smoothie and just blend it right in. Most people do not notice. Broccoli is a vegetable that contains sulforaphane. It reduces oxidative stress and vascular problems associated with diabetes. Number 9, flaxseed. A spoonful of flaxseed powder mixed with salads, juices, or noodles works best for people with diabetes. It is rich in lignans and fiber to maintain blood sugar levels. Therefore, it is the best food for people with diabetes. And the main thing with flaxseed is to make sure that you grind them just before you're ready to use them, because otherwise they can go rancid. So yeah, and if you buy it already ground as flaxseed powder, put it in the fridge. Number 10, fenugreek. Methy seeds and leaves are both superfoods for people with diabetes. It is high in fiber. It helps slow down the digestive process and regulates the absorption of carbohydrates and sugars in the body. These improve glucose tolerance. They also lower harmful cholesterol levels. It will help if you soak fenugreek seeds overnight. Also, taking methy water in the morning on an empty stomach is good for health, and methy water would be the water left over from soaking them overnight. I put some fenugreek in something and I practically broke my teeth, which anyone who's followed me knows. I'm super talented that way, and I've broken them a couple of times. But yeah, super important to soften them, and also you can sprout them. So yeah, fenugreek. If I'm thinking right, they have like a black licorice smell. Is that right? I'm not going to run to the kitchen to find out. Number 11, guava. Guava has a low glycemic index. That's refreshing because those are sweet. It's also high in dietary fiber, which can help treat people with diabetes. It regulates the absorption of sugar in the body. So good. And number 12, millets. Research shows that millets are also one of the best options in diet to control blood sugar levels. They are rich in fiber and have a low glycemic index, thus reducing the sudden increase of blood glucose levels. You can replace rice with millets in meals, and also quinoa, of course. And number 13, nuts. Nuts are low in carbs and high in protein, healthy fat, and fiber. Almonds, pistachios, cashews, and walnuts are great snack options. However, remember to have them as an evening snack with a spoonful of mixed seeds to reap the most benefits. I'm not familiar. An easy way to follow a vegan diet plan for diabetes. Diabetic patients should follow a modified food plan to control blood sugar levels as part of the weekly menu. For example, drink a liter of lukewarm water in the morning. If you are not used to drinking a liter of water, start with 1 glass. Then gradually move up to that level. If you drink lukewarm water when you wake up, it will cleanse the stomach first. Good gut health leads to the reduction of various lifestyle diseases. And they highly recommend that you exercise for an hour. Wow. If you can do it. But you know you can always break up exercise throughout your day. Wow. They have a recommendation for breakfast, lunch, mid-evening snack, and dinner. I'm not going to read any of that. I'm going to go on to what foods to avoid in a vegan diet plan. There are certain foods for diabetic patients to avoid in their regular plan. This is just good for anybody. Here's the list. 1, white bread. That is straight up. White bread's a favorite food in general, but unfortunately it's high in sugar and carbohydrates. These increase the sugar levels in your body abruptly, meaning it's a quick spike. So refrain. Number 2, sugar-laden nut milk. People think, oh, I'm going to just drink nut milk. Get the plain. Get the completely plain. I don't know why people get the ones that have sugar added. Store-bought nut milk may contain sugar and can be from peeled nuts. Therefore, the fiber content reduces and antioxidants get removed. Yeah, if I ever get it from the store, it's just the basic almond milk that's like 30 calories a cup, even less than 30 calories. So I know it's mostly water, but still. White rice. We usually love eating white rice. White rice is polished and has a higher glycemic index value. However, it's high in carbohydrates and fiber. These can also cause sugar levels to rise. People with sugar should opt for unpolished brown or red rice. I'm not even familiar with red rice. Instead of white rice, and of course, that's where you might consider using cauliflower rice, right? Potatoes. We all love our share of French fries. However, potatoes are high in starch and can spike blood sugar levels, so it's better to avoid them. Now, I don't think you have to avoid potatoes. Certainly if you're somebody who's followed like the starch solution or something, you can have an occasional potato. The problem here, and I'm so surprised they didn't say with the French fries, was the salt, which raises your blood, don't tell me, high blood pressure, and then oil, which clogs your arteries. So I don't think it was the potato in itself. You can't have French fries without oil and probably without salt. So that's weird. Fruit juices. Research shows that on average, 18% of the people who consume large amounts of fruit juice develop diabetes. That it does say a hyperlink for, it says a hyperlink. I'm not going to go there on the research behind that. I find it very hard to believe. Okay, 18%. So 1 in every 5 people who consume large amounts of fruit juice develop diabetes. I can't go with that. No, I cannot go with that. I'm sorry, I can't. I think that's another, I'd like to know who paid for that research, because I think you'll find that it is, some company that's like, has a beef. You heard it here, Jules. Isn't that funny? When we say contradiction like that, okay. I'm not going to accept that. I'm just not. But what I will say, which I was kind of saying early on, if you're eating a bunch of fruit and then you add a bunch of processed junk, that fruit's not going to serve your body. It can turn on you. And in this case, those fruit juices, once you've juiced fruit, it no longer has the fiber, which is the whole point. And I can imagine, depending on the rest of the diet, you could go in that direction. But I'd like to know what the rest of the diet was. I have trouble with that. Okay, raisins. Raisins are high in calcium, magnesium, potassium, fructose, glucose, and antioxidants. These can also cause sugar levels to rise. They may, briefly. There's no doubt that grapes in natural form might be a little better than the dried raisins, but in moderation, as they just suggested, calcium, magnesium, potassium, like hello, raisins are a blessing. Okay, French fries. French fries are a favorite food of many when going to theaters and restaurants, but unfortunately the ingredients used in them are made with potatoes. Are you kidding? The ingredients used in them are made with potatoes and not suitable. Once again, nothing about salt raising the blood pressure, nothing about oil clogging the arteries, both of which are going to be part of that whole heart disease problem that goes along with diabetes. And instead, they're blaming the potato. I'm shocked, but whatever. Soft energy drinks. Those with sugar should also avoid soft drinks with added sugar. These include preservatives and additives that increase and cause sugar levels to rise. Artificial sweeteners. Many sugar patients consume artificial sweeteners. Why are they calling them sugar patients? We gotta be so careful. Anyone who knows me is that I get very giggly when I'm tired. And I don't want to go there. It's way too late. But what? Okay, this article is getting stupid fast. But okay, let's calm down because it's almost done. And it was good right up until a couple ago. Okay, those with diabetes, pre-diabetes, should avoid energy drinks and soft drinks. I'm all in. They should avoid artificial sweeteners. Again, right there in my search under Jules Plus Vegan videos, if you put in like aspartame, you'll see how horrific it is. Many sugar patients consume artificial sweeteners. However, some natural sweeteners like stevia may suit your health better. Moreover, do consult your family doctor before you make a swap. As if. Why would you consult your family doctor? First of all, they barely know anything about nutrition, but you are going from totally toxic, poisonous artificial sweeteners to something like stevia. I'm not going to call my doctor about that unless I want to celebrate. Okay, additional tips. Multiple factors impact blood glucose levels that lead to hyperglycemia. So there are numerous option practices in a vegan diet plan to look over for managing diabetes. You can expect significant improvements if you follow some tips in a vegan plan, such as regular exercise. I'm not going to read it. I'm just going to say the hot ones. Regular exercise, drink more water, maintain moderate weight, reduce your stress, meditate, and maybe do yoga, and keep checking your blood glucose levels. Constantly checking your blood glucose levels will help you understand how your body responds to your diet plans, exercises, or medications. Over time, using this strategy, you can make the necessary modifications to better maintain your health, regulate and maintain them within the limit. Enough sleep, have healthy snacks frequently, and in conclusion, food intake, mainly a vegan diet, plays a significant role to control your diabetes. But all vegan foods are not suitable for diabetics. Those with low carbohydrate, low glycemic index, and rich in proteins and minerals are the best choice to include in the regular diet on a plan. Again, rather than low carbohydrates, I would just say high in fiber. They definitely could have said that. That would be your better idea. In addition, plant-based foods are good for diabetes. However, those on a vegan diet may still be at risk of certain nutrient deficiencies like vitamin B12, B6, B1. Iodine, like these are common concerns for many, but you simply take a supplement if you need to. For the iodine, you simply eat sea vegetables. You should also include nutrient-dense vegan foods like fortified yeast. Some people can do that, some don't. Chickpeas, potatoes. Okay, are you freaking kidding me? Let's all take this in. You just had them go crazy on potatoes. How many times? Mostly referencing French fries? No, it says include nutrient-dense vegan foods like fortified yeast, chickpeas, potatoes, bananas, dark chocolate, soya milk, almond milk, flax seeds, chia seeds, and kidney beans. Please remember, one size does not fit all. I respect that. It's prudent to take advice from a certified nutritionist when designing a modified menu. How did they suddenly include potatoes? Does anybody fact check? Does anybody correct articles before they push play? Wow. All right. Again, you know what? I take all of this in stride. There were some good things in here, and we'll take what was good, and we'll leave the rest. All right, my friends. Like if you like, join us if you haven't subscribed. Let me know in the comments below how I may support you, especially in things like prayer. I'm a prayer warrior. It is Easter, but as my week will be very busy, I just wanted to check in with you guys and share this article for people who are freaking about being pre-diabetic or diabetic, which is all the trend right now. And I just wanted to give you hope and say you can reverse that and avoid it by eating plant-based foods, especially fruit and vegetables, and therefore, you're blessed.